What you talking about, Daddy?
Dirty Raw.
An exclusive.
APNG TV. Just shut up and listen.
Welcome to the Let's Talk About It podcast. And right now, I got a very special guest in the building. Rapper, actor, videographer, manager, and one of the hardest working people in Charlotte. Y'all welcome my brother, Chezzy Boy, to the Let's Talk About It podcast. What's up, player?
Man, you already know, man.
Man, look, right, so obviously I know who you are, but there's a lot of people in the world that may be new to you. You know, let them know, where was Chezzy Boy born and raised?
Charlotte, North Carolina, man. Straight out of Fairview Homes, man. Y'all know what it is, man. CMO4.
For sure. That.
Yes, sir.
So, like, you know, as far as your upbringing, did you have a single parent household or did you have both parents in the household?
I started out with both parents in the household. You know, by the age of 5, it just ended up single mom household.
And you know, it typically goes like that in our culture for some reason, but it's people like me and you that's changing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I kind of love the way that we are. You know what I'm saying with them kids. But you know, what side of Charlotte did you come up on?
Man, the northwest side, Fairview Homes. You know, Batesford Road, a lot of people, like I said, you know, consider Batesford Road as the west side, but that's actually where the west side started at.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, Oakland, Batesford Road area, Double Oaks, you know what I'm saying, Kennedy Street, Wise Street, all that's northwest. So, you know, I'm considered a west side native.
So, like, was it pretty rough coming up over there? Like, you know, was it decent?
Yeah, it was definitely rough. Now, if you wasn't from our neighborhood, you know what I'm saying, it'll be rough for a person who ain't from there, you know, unless you have family or somebody you know what I'm saying? But as far as me growing up rough, I didn't have to have it rough growing up. My grandma was like one of the, you know, biggest dealers that ever hit the city, you know what I'm saying? So it was like I was protected by family. So I grew up, you know, playing basketball like any other kid. I had an actual great life, you know what I'm saying? I look at my kids' life like, dang, you know, they can't go to parties and stuff like how we did when we was younger. You can't, you know, walk to this neighborhood, to that neighborhood at a certain time of night like how I did when I was younger, you know. Like now it's different, you know.
Yeah, it's very different. Like, you know, because even if we did get into shit back in the day, you know, we'll fight. You know what I'm saying? Before we pull the guns out. Today, these kids going straight to the guns. So, you know what I'm saying? You got to be overprotective like that. And I know you had mentioned your grandma, she did some prison time.
Right.
And did she pass away in prison?
Yeah, my grandma, she died in prison, in Central Prison in 1994.
Man.
Yeah, my grandma, she was in her first few months of doing 15 years. At the age of 74, she got 15 years.
Man,
so her first 2 months, she died in prison, hemorrhage to the brain.
Man, that's rough. That had to like impact you in a different way.
Right. It did, man, because it made the family unloyal to each other. It split up a lot. A lot of things changed when my grandma died.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Aunts over here, uncles over here. The money ain't being provided throughout the family like how it used to be when my grandma was alive.
Man, like, you know, when you lose the glue of the family, it just get different. Like my grandma, she passed in 2018, and I can honestly say my family haven't been the same.
Right.
You know, and, you know, I always think like, how could we make it right? But the reality of it is you can't. You just got to create your own family and hope you're doing the right thing. You feel what I'm saying?
Got to, man.
Yeah. So like, bruh, you know, when did you, you know, get into the street life?
Like the age of 13 to 16. You know, I was watching a couple of my homeboys. You know, actually one of my homeboys, he was actually the only one, Wendell. You know what I'm saying? Wendell was out there doing his thing, and he like 14. He coming to school with new shoes, pocket full of money, and I wanted that too. You know what I'm saying? So Wendell, he took me to Adrian, and the rest was history.
Yeah, you know, like I say, when you see one of your peers, you know, when it seems that they're living a good life and, you know, you're not on that level as of yet, that make you wonder, how can I get there?
Right.
And, you know, especially when you're young, your mind, you don't know too much. You're not so mature as we are now. Today, you're definitely willing to take any risk to go get it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Especially when you kind of come from nothing.
Right.
And you come from a family where you seen hustlers.
Right.
So you know where it can get you.
Hell
you know
yeah. Dead or in jail.
And so like, at that age you were still in school. So what school did you go to?
I went to Reedy Creek Elementary. I went to Cochran Middle School, and I went to Vance and West Mac. And by me going to both schools, I was able to meet so many different people that was into music as well. I met Prince. He went to West Mac. And, I watched him come up with the Arsenal back in the day.
Right.
He was one of the first rappers doing it before me. We got Major from out of he's from the North Side, but Major was the first one in Charlotte with a CD. You know what I'm saying? He's from Piedmont Courts.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he the first one in Charlotte that I ever known with a CD, and we was young. You know what I'm saying? So I actually looked up the Major when I was young, and we around the same age because he was doing this thing. He was the first one. Nobody can't take that away from him.
Right. And back in them days, it was real unheard of to see somebody really doing music.
Right.
Versus today,
right.
Everybody do music. So, to see somebody that was actually making it happen, that was real motivation, back then. So, but I know like in Charlotte, bro, they started tearing down the projects.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like that changed the trajectory of the city? Did that like make it worse or did it make it better? How do you feel about that?
It made it worse. It made it worse in a bad way. People you knew growing up ain't your friend no more. They meet different people, different sides of town. And then you got to think about it. All these people with different backgrounds of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So if I know how to rob, he know how to steal. We put that together. I'm giving him knowledge. It was all of this chaos is being mixed together.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like whatever you don't know, he know. You know what I'm saying? So that right there definitely
there you go.
Destroyed the city.
And then when you bring young kids out of the projects and push them into a middle-class suburban area,
right?
It kind of make it worse on the hard-working people too because, we hungry.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? And you dangling these steaks in my face, we coming in there.
Coming in that.
You feel what I'm saying? So
we coming in.
Yeah, I feel like, it might have been for the foreseen future, it might have been a good play. But right there at that moment,
right.
I feel like it kind of fucked up, the livelihood of a lot of other people. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But what's a crazy story that you can remember? Like something that you saw and was like, what the fuck?
Not even something that I saw. You know what I'm saying? Something I've been through.
Right.
And, my cousin Jay Ross, he here. I was with him.
Right.
One day we left out of his house. We going swimming. You know what I'm saying? No, I got two scenarios dealing with him. You know what I'm saying?
Let's talk about
One day, I'm coming out of my apartment, and on the way to his house, he about to meet me halfway. I done been hit in the chest, 357 bullet across my chest. I don't even supposed to be here to tell this interview. I'm a kid. You know what I'm saying? That my life was saved right there. I could have been dead then. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't from a bush, some bushes that the bullets was hitting off of and just, I don't know, the bullet just shot
Bro,
past
as
my
long
chest.
as I've been knowing you, I never knew you were shot.
Right.
I never knew you had been shot. And you got hit with a 357?
357.
Boy, you blessed.
So, like, another scenario, we leaving out his house, going swimming. We come around the corner, and this dude named Head shooting at somebody with a 12-gauge shotgun, right? Boom! All we did hit the ground. We kids now. Kids.
Man, that shit like that give you PTSD, boy.
Kids, bruh. So, that's what, like, today, like, even hearing gunshots today, that shit put me in paranoia mode. You know what I'm saying?
PTSD.
And I ain't afraid to say that. You know what I'm saying? Some people, them ain't up a gunshot. Man, that shit, boy, that can take you out of here right now.
See, if you ain't never been through nothing traumatizing as
right.
that, it's easy for you to say that. But for somebody like you that actually been hit,
right,
like that shit different.
Man, Not even that, man. I used to watch my daddy get drunk and beat on my mama. You know what I'm saying? And it used to take probably like 20 police officers to get my daddy down. Man, I watched them beat my daddy with a nightstick several times, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I grew up in a house full of drama, a house full of junkies, a house full of hustlers, a house full of killers and thugs. I done seen my mama OD on crack twice.
For real?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And
different.
bounce back to be able to be a school teacher.
So things like that explains why, you know, you got the spirit that you got. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Because, man, I done been knowing you for a long time, as I stated earlier, and it's like nothing can get you down. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You might go through something and but it's like you always find a way to bounce back.
You know, once I go into like my own space and I cry about it.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? I can't get over something if I don't cry about it.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? But I have to cry alone. You know what I'm saying? So once I cry alone and I get these emotions off of me, oh, it's up. So that's why it'd be hard for people to break me. It's hard for somebody to get on the internet, call me all kind of names. You can say what you want to say about me, but it doesn't stop me getting up every day hustling.
You know what I love about what you just said? Because a lot of men won't even admit to that.
Right.
And I'm the same way. Like I'm just like you. Like I get emotional, and like you say, I have to cry about it. But you know, crying cleanses your soul. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And we human. We may be men, but we human.
Right.
So everybody got emotions.
Right.
And just because you shed a tear, that don't make you a bitch or a hoe or nothing like that, bro. You human, you know what I'm saying? And anybody who don't have emotions got a mental problem. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So but just for somebody like you that got a big influence to, you know, admit that that's major. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because it's people that's gonna see this that don't understand that that's okay.
Right.
So yeah, bro, like big ups. But like I know you got kids. How old were you when you had your first child?
My daughter, 17. I was like 17 going on 18.
Okay. And like when you heard the news, like I got a baby on the way, like what was that feeling?
See, I was happy. I was turned up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know. I felt like a man. And then I'm the first one out of all my friends to have a child. You know what I'm saying? So I was turned up, and I'm having a daughter. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really want my first child to be a boy. You know what I'm saying? I knew that'd probably come later. But, you know, I was happy to have a daughter for my first child, you know?
Yeah, especially you young like that. So yeah, like, and most men want boys first.
Right.
But I had my daughter first too, and you know, truth be told, just that love for your daughter, like, is something different because, you know, women are precious for one. Females are precious.
Yeah.
So you have like this certain type of, you know, attachment to them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I know you got boys too, and I know, like, you a single parent.
Right.
A lot of people don't know that about you.
Right.
How is it, you know, having custody of your kids and, you know, doing the day-to-day dad thing without, you know, having that partner there with you, far as like the mother to actually
Nurture them.
be the
and stuff.
nurturer, yeah.
At first, you know, it wasn't never no fear in it. It was like when I first got with me and just my kids by myself, it was like, dang, what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm saying? I can think back to the first week that I had to make sure all their school paperwork was up to par and everything. And I remember I had to go downtown to the birth certificate office, you know, so I could make sure I had all their birth certificates. And I had to call Junior. I was like, Junior, what year Samaj was born in? He was like, Dad, you know what I'm saying? I should hang up the phone on you. I was like, bruh, I'm used to paying all the bills. Your mama used to doing all the doctor stuff and doing all this. I'm used to making sure that water on, the lights on, the bills paid. We got a car. We got everything we need. You know what I'm saying? I'm used to doing that.
I'm the provider.
So, I'm the provider. So it woke me up as a man. Like, man, you got to get your shit together. And then on top of that, I was high. Why I do that? I felt crazy. I was like, I never get high when I'm doing some school business or anything. You know what I'm saying? So I got my shit together, and then the next time I had to go fill out paperwork for them, I took pictures of all their birth certificates and social security cards and made sure I had all that shit right.
Hey, it's crazy, bro, because, you know, as men, like, you know, we really, you know, we take it lightly on how the women have it when they have full custody of the kid.
Right.
Because like you say, you know, like with me, like I'll just provide.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? You know, sometimes you don't be aware of what the mother would be aware of. You know what I'm saying? But having to take on that responsibility is different. Like, you quickly realize, like, damn, these women really got a job to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And, you know, but I feel like boys, though, they need to be with their dad at a certain age. Like right now, I be talking to my kids' mamas about getting my boys because I feel like, you know, being around a woman, you pick up women traits.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I can see that, like, with my kids.
Then they get to talking too much, just like a woman.
Yeah, like they quote shit just like they mamas, and that shit tie my nerves up, and I be telling them, like, I want them to come stay with me because, you know, not saying that, you know, it's nothing wrong with how you do it, but I want to instill what it is to be a man and how it is to be a man into my kids at an early age.
Right.
But you know, that's life. But listen, so a lot of people don't know you was making beats. You was rapping.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, Chezzy Boy was a force to be reckoned with.
Right.
When did you realize that I know how to do this music shit and ain't nobody fucking with me?
The first time I ever started rapping, I had to be like 12 years old. I tried it. And then one of my little cousins, he was rapping. You know what I'm saying? So I used to freestyle a lot in between like 12 to 14, 15 years old. You know what I'm saying? And my homeboy Tonebone, he was like, Chez, you can rap, but you ain't gonna get dope and hotter until you hit this blunt. And once I hit my first blunt, I used to rap for like 6 hours.
Man, that shit take you to another strategy.
And I've been trying to find that since then. That first blunt and that first type of freestyle flow, like, dang, I can't even hit a blunt and feel like this no more. You know what I'm saying?
Because that first high, it takes you way out there. It's like it opened up a portal.
Right.
And it take you way out there, bro. Your brain just be working.
Right.
And you make some of the best music of your life. But, you know, it's crazy that you said that because that's how it usually is. You always chasing that first time.
That first high.
But you would never get that shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it may help you on certain things, but that first time, it'll never come back.
But far as you know, touching bases on that, getting into music, I always knew when I was young that working a job wasn't my life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I used to watch so many people around me get money. I never heard of nobody working a job growing up. So I didn't know that we were supposed to work jobs until I got a little older. You know what I'm saying? So I used to hear certain people be like, oh, I'm making $9 an hour. I'm making $10 an hour. And I used to be like, man, I can find that shit in the couch every hour. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't, you know what I'm saying? It just didn't add up to me. And then as I got older, I realized I wasn't made to work for nobody.
Right.
Yeah.
You a boss.
That made me, you know, as I got into music, a lot of people used to give me their phone numbers and I used to rap for them. But when I used to call them, they give me the runaround. You know what I'm saying? They ain't really want to work with me. You know what I'm saying? So me and my little brother Marcus, we started investing in karaoke machines, beat machines, and stuff like that. And then that's how I got into beats.
Just putting it together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, like, when I first met you, you was making beats.
Like
and you was really, like, you was a hard-ass producer. I don't know why you stopped making beats, but when I first met you, like, I pull up to your spot and you would cook up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But speaking on when I first met you, the way I ran across you was crazy.
Right.
So I'm on YouTube and doing my, you know, researches, watching certain artists in the area. And I love when I see artists from the Carolinas that I feel like that's doing something bigger.
Right.
So it was a few rappers in Charlotte that was popping at the time that had a lot of radio play and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just running across, searching these niggas, and I run across a nigga named Chezzy Boy. But Chezzy Boy on these niggas' ass. I'm talking about like Chezzy got them going crazy. They in the middle of the projects.
All the
niggas
time.
got guns out there. These niggas like, nigga, we catch you. I'm like, who the fuck is this nigga? But I like that shit. You feel me?
Man, I'm one of the only few that can go into every neighborhood in Charlotte.
Right.
That's because, you know, I got family in damn near every neighborhood.
Right.
I just love Charlotte people. And people love me back because of the energy I give off. Like, you know, if you come up to me and you want to rap or anything, it don't matter how whack you is, I still give you an opportunity.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I done dealt with artists that wasn't good, became great. You know what I'm saying? So I already know, like, man, I always give somebody a chance. You know what I'm saying? And doing that like that, you know, it just kept my name in every neighborhood in a mutual way.
And I mean, that speaks for why, you know, your name is like it is today.
Right.
Everybody know you. It ain't nobody in Charlotte that ain't never heard of Chezzy Boy. So that make a lot of sense.
Some people act like they ain't never heard of me.
I mean, bro, I'm gonna tell you how that be, right? You know, now the younger generation may not be up to date on, you know, but I feel like if a nigga been paying attention in the Charlotte music scene, it ain't no way they ain't heard about you. And if it ain't from the music, it's damn sure from the videos now, from that camera work, because you picked up that camera and went crazy.
Right.
But check this, man, like, you know, I know currently, as I know of, you don't have no smoke with nobody.
No.
But the Betty Grind situation, right?
Yeah.
When I first ran across you, it felt like it was personal.
Yeah.
Like you was like really on dude ass. And, you know, where did that come from? Like at that time, like what motivated, what fueled that fire?
At the time, I was putting in more work than any artist in this town. And, you know, I didn't understand at the time that all this stuff was about money. Because I'm still coming up off the grind, like everything's about talent. Everything's about hard work. So, you know, I just felt like sometimes I would go around these guys and, you know, I ain't gonna say everybody's name because we're only talking about Betty Grimes. And me and Betty Grimes we cool today.
That's what I say.
I talked to him. I even apologized to him for things that I said about him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And, you know, he forgave me, you know what I'm saying, for things I said and did, you know. So around that time, you know, I felt outcast, you know what I'm saying? And it's like everybody pushing me out. And they calling themselves the kings of the city. But I'm the real king of the city because I'm out here with the people. They ain't out here with the people. Everybody was so Hollywood. I wasn't Hollywood. So I just felt like, you know what, fuck it. I even came at Chuck T, you know what I'm saying? Because I felt like he was running with them, but Chuck T ain't had nothing to do with it. And at the time, man, I just felt like, shit, everything, y'all looking over me, I'm going to make sure y'all see me.
Yeah. And like I say, we know that's in the past, but you know, that's how I ran across you. And, you know, cause like I used to really follow Betty Grimes' like movement because he was, back then, you know, radio was everything.
Right.
So when you turn on the radio, you could not hear this nigga.
Yeah,
like, it was
even
like,
the TV.
Yeah. So, you know, I'm going to follow, you know, what he got going on. I'm trying to see, cause I'm like you, I'm trying to get to a certain level.
Right.
So I'm seeing what the hell is he doing that I'm not doing. And like I say, I was running across the video. It was a few more rappers, you know, I ain't gonna go down the rabbit hole, but it was a few people that I saw you like, you know, going there, and that's how I took a liking to you, because I'm like, this nigga feel like me. Like, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, we linked how we linked, and it's been on ever since. With that being said, another person I know you had a problem with, and I know y'all super cool now, but I want the people to know the story.
Okay.
Radio host No Limit Larry.
Yeah, I knew you was gonna say that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's my boy now, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's my brother today,
bro.
man.
But history is history.
It is.
This is the Let's Talk About It podcast. So, I like to document everything that's going on in our culture.
Yeah.
And I also like to show people that, you can go from here to there. So you can have a problem with a person
and fix
at a
it.
certain point of time, and then you can have a great relationship. Like now I just asked you about No Limit. Back then, it was an issue, but now, you just did an interview with him. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got a great relationship.
Right.
But, speak on, what, happened with that situation.
Okay. It was a situation by the event they was having in Charlotte, and I reached out to him and reached out to another person, and me being me, hard-headed as fuck, I don't want to hear no from nobody. Don't charge me for nothing. And I felt like everybody was in the same room plotting against me, and I'm going from phone call to phone call, and I'm like, dang, this is one of the biggest concerts in Charlotte finna come up, and y'all ain't got me on it. You know what I'm saying? So it just, at that time I had enough of not just the radio station. I had enough of everybody. You know what I'm saying? And I had a team with me, still got the same team with me to this day. And we was ready to go all out, crash all out for real.
Like, were you feeling like the black sheep at the time?
Yeah.
Like, but knowing, like, this is my city. Like, I done put in work in this city.
Right.
I done did everything it is to do in this city.
Right.
And y'all acting like y'all don't see me.
Right. And No Limit, he really didn't, like, God honest truth, he really didn't do nothing to me. He just became the sacrificial goat of the situation.
Because he was like the face
He was the face.
Yeah.
So I used that, as leverage. You know what I'm saying? No Limit, he ain't never did nothing wrong to me.
Yeah. And they say, to get to the top, you got to behead the king.
Right.
So at that point, it's
That's
like,
how I felt.
No Limit is the biggest voice in Charlotte. Like I always tell people, bro, when I was young going to school, he was like my soundtrack.
Right.
For the morning. Like every morning we listen to No Limit on the way to school. So yeah, it's kind of like a gift and a curse, because you become, a target for people, that's hungry.
Right.
So yeah, but No Limit is a real good person.
Right,
though.
he is, man.
Yeah.
He out in the community every day, feeding the homeless. He doing stuff that takes time out of your day to do. He's at the games with the kids. You know what I'm saying? He does a lot for kids, man.
I really wonder when the nigga had time for himself. Though.
That's what I was thinking just now. Like, dang, you know what? Like I was just saying, man, he put in time for things that he can be at home chilling, because he don't work for the day. You know what I'm saying? He can go home and chill. But nah, he's out in the community, like for real.
Right.
He's really in the community. You know what I'm saying? So, sometimes we have things that we regret in life. That's one of the things that I regret doing. You know what I'm saying? I think about that a lot. But everybody else, I don't regret none of that.
But I'm gonna tell you something, and I do understand that, and I don't take nothing away from it. But you do know that doing that, it really compensates for the relationship y'all have today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
it does.
without that happening, y'all might not be as tight as y'all is
Tight
today.
as we are today.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he can call me for anything. He already know I'm there. And I have called him for stuff, and he been there. You know what I'm saying? And he has put money in my pocket by, putting me on this event, or he even actually paid for videos for people. You know what I'm saying? So,
and that's the way it's supposed to be, So, shout out to No Limit, man. But Chezzy Boy always been surrounded around controversy.
right.
So you had this song called Shoot Your House Up.
Right.
And it sent a fucking shockwave through the community.
Right.
Even to the point where Channel 9 News picked it up, and they was concerned. Who is this rapper talking about Shoot Your House Up? Now, what's so crazy is we done had so much music about people talking about violence and drug dealing and all this, but for some reason, this particular song made Channel 9 News, and not because it went gold or platinum because they was concerned.
They was concerned about like, dang. And at the time, there was a lot of people houses getting shot up. So they wanted to know if I was behind some of this shit. See, it was a gift and a curse, and it was a trick. You know what I'm saying? Because when they hit me up, they was like, we want to interview you about your Queen City Award and the things you're doing in the community. Then when they got to me, it was a whole different interview. They was like, we want to interview at the house that y'all shot the video at. And I said, nah, we're going to do this at my cousin's studio. You know what I'm saying? So I took him to Muscle Studio, and she just asked me about all the wrong shit. You know what I'm saying? None of the stuff she asked me in the interview had nothing to do with what she asked me on the phone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's just the politics of media.
Yeah, and that's when I knew the media was screwed up. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't mean to cut you off. I know you got your next question. A lot of people ask me this. Chez, why you ain't big as the baby? And I be like, man, I was the baby before the baby. I've been down the road faced with all kinds of contracts. You know what I'm saying? My mama wouldn't allow me to sign certain contracts because they wasn't good for me. And, you know, like I look at those people that say, why you ain't on? Why you ain't rich? And why, you know, they asking me why. And I feel like they asking me why I ain't got to where I got to yet so I can feed them and put them on or shower them with my money. If I give away everything, I'm going to be broke. So, you know what I'm saying? This dream is my dream. My path is my path. My touch is my touch. You know what I'm saying? So I have made it a long time ago. I just haven't reaped the benefits and the rewards. My name is bigger than my pockets. I ain't gonna sit here and tell you no more, no less. You know what I'm saying? My name is bigger than my pockets. You know what I'm saying? So I took that and just ran with it. You know what I'm saying? Now, today, I'm reaping benefits. You know what I'm saying? It took a long time. I hung in there, but now it's starting to pay off. I don't sell drugs. I don't work nowhere. I don't work for nobody. This is what I do. Everything y'all see me do is what I do. This is how I make my money. Believe in yourself. Believe in your camera. Believe in your microphone. Believe in your computer. When somebody want to get you to go hang here and hang there, keep sharpening your craft. Put in time with your craft. Don't put in your time fooling around in the streets.
Your name definitely hold weight. And, you know, you took the music and, you know, you transitioned into a videographer. You know, what, you know, made you get into doing that?
We started out with this guy named Mace. And Mace, he used to shoot my videos. He actually shot 2 videos for me. One I never got back. And then Manny Mac, I brought Manny Mac to Charlotte. A lot of people don't know that. But the facts are there. You can go down Manny Mac's page and look at the first artist on his page that he was filming from Charlotte. It's me. You know what I'm saying? He from Concord. I met Manny Mac through a guy that I know, and I started bringing him to Charlotte dealing with other rappers. But for some reason, Manny ain't want to shoot my videos no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I ain't gonna even lie. Ain't no some reason. Shit, Muscle robbed him. Muscle robbed him, so the nigga quit fucking with me. So he ain't come to the hood no more. That's a true story. I had stopped Muscle from robbing him. You know, Manny Mac. So, you know, he was terrified to work with us after that. You know what I'm saying? And shit, my brother Marcus, he got a camera and brought that around. Then Muscle, he went out and bought more cameras. You know what I'm saying? So Muscle put the first camera in my hand. You know what I'm saying? And it's been history since then.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, I remember when you first picked it up, like you was really just running around doing videos and learning the craft, and
right.
You know, you really turned up with that shit.
Right.
So with Buck TV, how did you create that relationship?
Actually, I used to hit Buck up 2 years before we met in person. You know what I'm saying? I was ahead of my time when it came to communicating with people on YouTube. When I found out that you can message people and communicate the same way on Facebook and MySpace, I was hitting Buck up because I was seeing like artists like Piezo and Bolane Slick, all these different people from South Carolina he working with, and he working with all the major artists. So I'm like, man, how can I get this guy to shoot me a video? You know what I'm saying? So fast forward 2 years later, he finally came and hung out with me. You know what I'm saying? And the rest was history from there. And when he came, I had that same handheld camera, and he was like, man, you try to shoot videos, how you gonna shoot a video with that? So he told me what camera to get. The next day we went and got the right camera, and it's been history.
Yeah, I was like amazed to see you working with Buck because I used to run around in Columbia a lot when I was younger doing the music.
Right.
And I think he had a program running on TV.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to see like the videos, Buck TV. So to me, that was major.
Right.
You know, I'm a rapper trying to get on, so I'm trying to track the nigga down myself, but I didn't know how to.
Right.
And I seen you dealing with him, and I'm like, well, damn, you know?
Right.
And, you know, I finally got around him and got to politic with him, and, you know, Buck is a cool nigga, but he know a lot of shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Boy, smart as fuck.
Yeah, and like, I feel like at that point, that took, you know, your craft to a whole nother level.
Right. It did, man. Because he sit with me day after day, hours after hours when he didn't have to. When he could have just been on straight charging me for videos and just trying to get money out of me. He saw something in me, and I hadn't seen in myself at the time.
He passed you the torch.
He passed me the torch, and I really picked it up and said, all right. And now I'm still running with the torch, and he can dib and dab and jump in and out when he feel like it because I'm still carrying that torch for us.
And it's crazy though because, you know, that must rubbed off on you because like, even with me, like I could call you for anything.
Right, definitely.
And you giving me game and bro, you would call me, hey, what you doing? Like, come on, stop playing, nigga, get up, woo.
Yep.
And it's like, that mean a lot because it's not a lot of people that's willing to share the information.
Right.
A lot of these niggas be scared, like, oh, if I tell him this, you know, he gonna blow past me or he gonna go do something else. And you always been one of them people that if I ask you something, you'll break it down to me like, bro, this how this go, this what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? You even, you know, willing to come sit down with me and let me interview you. Like, I'm usually on the other side of the camera. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And you took time out your day to come sit down and let me interview you. A lot of people, bro, they don't have that mentality. You know what I'm saying?
And it's because we hold a big responsibility. And our responsibility that we hold is bigger than music, bro.
There you go.
Because we have to keep the history
There you go.
from being tampered with.
There you go.
Because right now, we in the day, age, and time, there's reading, writing the history for the youth that's coming up today. They don't know all of the stuff that we went through and the people before us went through that had, you know, effect on what they doing today. You know what I'm saying? Because you are the reason why a lot of kids now today that's older rapping from out of South Carolina. A lot of kids looked up to you. A lot of people looked up to me. You know what I'm saying? And then we come in when music was music in the Carolinas. We lived through the scene. We lived through the music scene. So we know the stories. We know the S-Dub, Betty Grimes, the Lil Rue, the Collard Greens, the Piazos. You know, it goes so on both sides. And I'm like one of the most fortunate ones. I'm able to work with both sides. That's never still been heard of to this day. I'm the only one that used to, you know, work with both sides of the tracks. You know what I'm saying? North and South.
Yep. And like still right now, you've been working with, you know, independent artists, major artists. And one artist that I know you was working with was Luke Nasty. A lot of people know, you know, he had like #1 song, a few #1 songs actually. And I know you was doing some work with him far as like videos and just kind of, you know, being in touch with that person. How did that come about?
You know, rolling around Cheddar Man, Money Man, running around you, stuff like that, you know, led me to that situation and that circle to working with them. You know what I'm saying? And I like working with Luke. Right. You know what I'm saying? I like going out filming. Luke, cool guy. You know what I'm saying? A horrible ass manager he got. I feel like Luke can be way farther in the universe if he had a better manager.
Yeah. You
know what I'm saying? Wally, he didn't pay me for the video I shot for them. Shit, I put it out myself. You know what I'm saying? And I haven't talked to him since then, but like I haven't been around him since then. Since I shot that video and I ain't get paid. I drove all the way to Virginia, shot a video, and didn't get paid for it. You know what I'm saying? But that was my fault. I was on them about a deposit, but I trusted them.
I mean, because when you're doing business with people like that, in that manner, you feel like everything's solid.
Right.
You ask me to do something for you, you know we've been running around doing shit.
Right.
I don't expect you to run off, on me with the situation. So,
right.
Yeah. But, that's a whole nother story.
Right.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But another person that you've been working with is Petey Pablo.
Right.
And, he is definitely a staple in Carolina culture. How did that relationship form?
Oh man, that's like I done met and had a lot of relationships with people in the industry, period. But that's one of my favorite relationships and friendships out of anybody in the music industry, because he's not just my friend, he's a brother and he's a mentor. And he coaches me on the knowledge of the music industry. You know what I'm saying? And Petey, he do a lot for me, man. You know what I'm saying? When we on the road, you ain't got to spend no money.
It's all love.
A lot of people think Petey broke, man. That man loaded with cash.
I mean, you got to think.
Man, that motherfucker loaded. That nigga do at least 3 shows a weekend.
You got to think.
$15K or better.
The man had Freak Elite.
Yeah.
Freak Elite.
And then
that's all you got to say. Like, that's a song that's going to live forever.
So girl just remixed that song. I don't know her name. She's in the industry. Shit, he just got a big check off of that. You know what I'm saying? And he just bought acres of land. You know what I'm saying? And he about to build a compound on the land, like, something like how Ross got. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Petey doing great, man.
That's what's up. And I know you run around. You run specials around certain times of the year for artists to do videos. For the ones that don't want to pay the certain amount that you might charge, you will run specials, $100 specials, $75 specials. What put it in your heart to do that for the artist?
Just remembering times I ain't have and nobody would help me. I just don't want to ever go down in history as Chez. He ain't never helped nobody. You know what I'm saying? So by me doing the $70 videos, that $70 video can make or break somebody's career. So it can change somebody's life. With the right song, you out of here. So just for me to be a part of stuff like that, I got a lot of guys who shoot $70 videos and hit 300,000-400,000 views and stuff like that. So my name is on it. You know what I'm saying?
That's definitely a gem because hell, when you put it up, I definitely come get one like every time. So that's definitely a gem. And like for new videographers that's getting into the game and that's trying to get their shit off the ground, what is advice that Chezzy Boy have for them?
For new videographers that's trying to get on in the game, ain't no right or wrong way to do it. The wrong way is not picking up the camera. The right way is your way. You don't have to edit like nobody else, film like nobody else. So what? Your stuff ain't as clear as everybody else. You never know, you can be creating a new style and trend that everybody about to follow. So don't look at your stuff and be like, man, it ain't as good as the next person. Just keep doing what you're doing. And what made me realize when in filming, I looked at Chief Keef's first video, Don't Like. That was in the living room. One of the biggest songs in the world. $50 to shoot the video. So that right there gave me, a lot of confidence. Like, man, don't worry about what people think about your stuff. It's all about that damn song. And over years, not going out to the clubs, not just ripping and running in the streets, I sharpened my craft.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Because a lot of times it's about the song, but sometimes you just need that one small visual.
Right.
So, people say the wealthy plan for the future, the rich, the middle class, and the poor, we plan day for day.
Mm-hmm.
Because you do know it's a difference between rich and wealthy.
Right. Very big difference.
So, with that being said, I see somebody like you being very wealthy, in the future. What is your 5-year plan?
I don't have a 5-year plan. Just being honest. I don't have a 5-year plan. I'm already wealthy. And what I mean by that, I found my spirit again. You know what I'm saying? So my mind is wealthy. So I found myself chasing everything but living. So now, I know I got to get up every day, make money, maintain everything. But money and being rich doesn't give me that great feeling much as living. You know what I'm saying? Living and feeling free. You know what I'm saying? I'm free now because I'm free from all the demonic shit that I used to do. I'm free from all the having sex with all these females all the time. I'm free from, chilling with the wrong people, smoking and getting high. I'm free from hanging out at the clubs and being somewhere I can not make it home for my kids. I'm free from the devil, and I was engaging in a lot of demonic shit. You know what I'm saying? So some people have different types of wealthy, but I realize who I am as a black man. And, now by me not chasing the wealth, I am living the wealth. You know what I'm saying? So live your dreams. You don't have to be rich. You know what I'm saying? Don't let chasing money and having money and blocks of money and the nicest cars make you feel like, that's all you have to hustle for, grind for, live for. You know what I'm saying? Because I done chased the money. Like I said, I done chased the bitches. I done chased everything. But I forgot to live.
Hey, that's deep. I did a song not too long ago, and I said, family time and everybody healthy, that's real wealth. And the way you just explained that, a lot of people need to hear this.
Right.
Because we chase the money. We chasing everything that don't matter, and we forget to live.
Right.
So that shit, man, that did something for me just now because I still needed to hear that. You know what I'm saying? But bro, I don't know if you watch the news or if you watch what's going on the internet.
Right.
But just recently in Nevada, a man attacked the judge for denying his probation.
Mm-hmm.
Now, don't get me wrong. It was funny as hell when I first seen it because I have been on the other side of those judges when they make them remarks like that. And in my mind, I can see myself beating the hell out you, because you played with me. But I ain't never had the courage to jump across that damn thing. I would never do no shit like that.
Yeah, it's over.
Bro, when you saw that, what came across your mind?
The world is at its highest peak of, good versus evil. And it's like, right now, you can go on the internet and you could line to see anything happen, but to see that happen right there, what I felt like, dang, that old white lady, helpless. I mean, she can't do nothing with that dude. And I was thinking like, damn, man, what if he hurt her? You know what I'm saying? So usually I would have been laughing and giggling, getting a kick out of it. Then now, me being who I am, finding myself again, feeling like the same person I was when I was 13, 14 years old on the inside. Now I look at it different, like, damn, I felt sorry for her, man.
Yeah, because when I first seen the video, and I'm like, did this nigga just jump across the damn... But, when I kept watching it, you could tell she was trying to get away. Like, oh, shit, he really coming.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy, bro, but they say allegedly he's schizophrenia or something like that. Because ain't nobody in their right mind gonna do that.
Shit, boy. He might get off on that, then he's schizophrenic.
Yeah, they say he got some type of medical issue or whatever, but, I don't know, bro, because that's something I don't think we ever seen it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they got to make an example because if they don't, that should have started happening all the way across the country.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But that was, that was something that really fucked me up over the weekend. So BG, he out. Well, he in the halfway house.
Right.
He
BG.
doing good. He out making his
Welcome home.
He making his mark back. You know, he going crazy. But recently he just dissed Lil Wayne in a song, and he also took a shot at Baby in another song. And you know, we come from an era of Cash Money Hot Boys.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure you just like me to where, man, we waiting on this reunion.
Right.
But when I heard that, I feel like we may never get a Cash Money reunion.
I mean, to me, I think the hold up on the Cash Money reunion is Baby and Slim. Because me being me, people I started out with, grew with, it ain't hard for me to get them to sit down. It ain't hard for me to call Lil Keith, Big Pooh, Lil Steph, Muscle, and all us in the same room together, even if we ain't seen each other in 10 years, for us to be like, man, let's sit down and eat. They the big dogs. So I say, knowing how the industry work now, all this stuff is like a fucking magic show. Some premeditated shit. BG, only if, you know, a person that been in the game far as I am can know how to operate behind the scenes. All this stuff is staged. All this stuff is put together. All this stuff is scripted out. You know what I'm saying? But a person who don't know no better, they'll argue with you all day. Nah, man, them niggas, bro, all this shit is a fucking magic show, bro. You know what I'm saying? A Cash Money reunion is probably going to happen. But they need something to make you want the Cash Money reunion. You can't just want a Cash Money reunion. That shit ain't gonna sell. Ain't no happiness to the ending of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to go through some shit. You got to make up some shit. Boom, oh, they back together. Oh, yeah, I'm going to see that. Weezy and Wayne just took a picture together. All that dumb magic show shit, man. Man, in reality, if Cheddar Man called me, called you, called Lord G, called everybody, we'll pick up the phone and we'll hear him out.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Like, Money Train just tagged me on his status the other day and was like, man, we need to do a reality show and y'all need to be involved. That should have bring, you know, a bag. And I was like, hell, if the money right.
Man, look.
If the money right, I'm open to anything.
And that goes back, you know, Money Train, that's my dog, that's my brother. This ain't about you, Money Train. I'm just talking about customers that call me in, period. Do not call me with all these ideas and suggestions if you don't got a bag, man. Don't call me at all, man, talking about all of this, let's shoot a movie, I got a script. Man, I don't care nothing about none of that, man. I don't want to talk about it. If you got $20,000 or better to pay me, then call me and we can get to work. You know what I'm saying? Don't call me with the ideas, man, because I got ideas of my own that I haven't even started on yet. So it's not that I don't care about your shit. I ain't got time for it if the money not there for it to make sense.
There you go. I mean, that's just, that shit, that's logical. You know what I'm saying? But I got one more question for you before we, you know, get up out of here. What's your thoughts on the music scene in Charlotte?
None of them never make it. They'll never make it.
And
you know why?
Talk to me.
Because they don't understand making a song to sell. They don't understand this is a music business, not a music friendship. They don't understand all that killing and thugging and all that shit ain't going on the radio. That shit ain't going in the Coliseums. It's the difference between a star and a superstar. It's the difference between a rapper and a superstar. Superstars perform in Coliseums. Superstars don't perform in clubs. They can't hold them. So you got to look at like, okay, the rappers in Charlotte, I don't think they vision is strong enough to visualize themselves on a Coliseum stage because they don't rap like it. Don't think you can just throw a song together rapping about you and your partner sliding and all that shit and all that other shit. Like, everybody want to hear that. But if you make one song that's structured, professional, and, that's all around for everybody, and then, when you get to, basically what I'm trying to say, don't be scared to be yourself. Shit, if you know how to sing, you know how to rap, you know how to dance, you know how to make people laugh, let it all out. Don't be too cool, man. You know what I'm saying? To let that shit out, man. Because, XOXO Karan was one of my artists, and he taught me more about myself than I didn't even know. You know what I'm saying? And he taught me on how to be myself. That's why you see me on camera. I ain't scared to laugh. I ain't scared to cry. I ain't scared to dance. I ain't scared to do none of that. You know what I'm saying? Because I know where it can get me. You know what I'm saying? I'm being myself, and people accept me more. You know what I'm saying? So me, I don't think Charlotte music is even strong enough or in the right direction, for artists to even make it. That's why nobody's listening to us.
So that brings me, to ask you this. Do you think the CEO, Arnold Taylor of South Coast Music Group, could do more to help the scene?
He can do more, but it ain't his fault if they ain't rapping right.
But that's what I mean by do more. So it's a lot of artists that do have potential, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that I feel like they could go to another level if they had the right push. For instance, we were just talking about Money Train. To me, Money Train has the image, the attitude, and he can make a good song. But it's like the powers that be in our area, they don't take the initiative to get behind certain artists. And I use Arnold, as an example because, he one of the ones that's been in the industry. He been a power player. And now he got a lot of leverage.
Right.
But I don't really see him really taking, the artists that had the potential and put them in the spotlight. Now I do see him trying to help a lot of artists.
Mm-hmm.
But I also see him, I don't want to say overlooking the artist, but I don't see, I don't see it being, let me say it like this. I feel like, and I'm speaking from the outside in, so I could be wrong, but I'm going to just give my opinion.
Right.
If it was me, I know about 15 artists in Charlotte right now that I would at least pass the ball to see if they can score a touchdown.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But like I say, the world bigger than Charlotte. I just asked that because Arnold is one of the ones that's closer to us that we can really say, damn, they did it.
Right.
So he was an example. You know what I'm saying? But Chez, man, I really, really appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? That everything that you do for me, everything, that you share with me, all the knowledge that I can call you anytime and we'll chop it up for hours and, you will just drop information on me and give me ideas. And, even I'm in the early stages of doing, my podcast and, bro, you willing to come and have a conversation with me and let me document your story. So I appreciate you, brother. You know what I'm saying? And
already, man.
until next time, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it, man. Hold on, before you turn that thing off. I know we ain't got much time. But I want to say this. If you're tired of your mama struggling, your family struggling, you sit down and think about the fucking music that you are making. Will this get my family out of here? If you want your family to get out of here, make the right music for y'all to get out of here. Right now, if I was offered a multi-million-dollar contract, say, Chez, you got to be the next Uncle Luke rapper, I would be the next Uncle Luke rapper. So what I'm saying to y'all, don't be scared to be yourself. And get your motherfucking people out the hood, man.
Take a risk. Take a motherfucking risk. Chezzy Boy TV.
You know it.
Let's talk about it.